telling me how she and Zach were intimately bonded for life after being stuck in that bomb shelter together. She said she knows Zach better than I do.
Why, just because they cozied up with each other in that filthy hole?
Because there are no lies between them.
Well, you don't have any lies with Zach anymore either. He knows about Aiden, and he's dealt with it.
Still, Greenlee made it sound like she and Zach share something that he and I don't.
Something physical? Oh, please. She's lying. I mean, Zach and you have an incredible bond. He loves you. He's completely committed to you. He's proven that to you over and over and over again.
Then why is he always defending her?
Kendall, will you listen to yourself? Why are you allowing Greenlee to make you question your marriage?
She's my best friend.
Oh, I've always had my doubts about that.
Well, she's also my business partner, so I can't exactly make her go away.
Well, that depends on how you approach it.
Mom, if you're thinking of buying Greenlee out of Fusion again, don't, because she'll never budge.
Greenlee is not the problem. It's you.
What's this?
Have a look.
Beignets? They're my favorite. How did you know that?
While you talk, I listen.
I can't believe you remember that.
Oh.
You realize I'm going to have to do 10 more sets on the court if I eat these.
Well, you said you had a pretty good workout last night, but,
Look at
what?
you, digging for dirt.
I'm digging for anything. I'm just having a conversation, that's all.
It was a hookup, not a long-term relationship. And besides, it put me in a great mood. Until I went to Confusion.
What happened there? Too much salt on your margarita?
Yeah, Aiden was there.
Oh, that can't have been fun.
No, it's the first time I had seen him since I gave him back his ring.
Sorry to hear that.
Don't be, I'm over it.
Sure.
Yeah, I mean, I can't forget that we were engaged and we were going to spend our lives together, but life moves on and I'm moving with it.
So that's it. That's the reason why you decided to sleep with another man.
It's 2008. Women can have sex just as casually as men.
I agree with you. I just didn't think you were that kind of woman, that's all.
Well, the guy last night would tell you different. Actually, I think my little fling was exactly what I needed.
Yeah. Well, maybe that's what you want us to think.
It's called deep brain stimulation. It was originally intended to curb the appetite of the morbidly obese, but what doctors discovered was it actually stimulated memory through electronic impulses.
Kind of like a pacemaker.
Exactly like a pacemaker.
As I understand it, the first case studies dealt with Alzheimer's patients.
You're correct.
Oh, hold on a second. Are you saying you actually have to cut into my scalp?
Well, it's minimally invasive, yeah.
But any brain surgery comes with extensive risk.
Well, basically what happens is the doctor will insert an electrical probe into the brain tissue. And the first subjects that experienced this, they experienced vivid images from their past.
So the guy remembered?
Well, yes, but for how long still remains to be seen.
Do you think that they would consider me as the next subject for this?
Whoa. We're jumping ahead of ourselves here. Listen, we need to research this more thoroughly before you get your hopes up,
I just
Ryan.
came to tell you that I have some information for you, okay? And that I have a doctor friend of mine who's in New York. He wants to put together a new control group. If you want, I can put you in touch with him. That's all I wanted to say.
Jake, I have to step in here.
What's the problem?
The problem is this is a highly experimental treatment, and Ryan needs to exhaust all his options before resorting to surgery.
Sounds like it would take an awful long time.
How much time?
You're talking about opening up his skull.
The guy can't remember anything, doesn't remember his wife and his kids.
This isn't a life-threatening condition. Ryan has time.
Who are you to say how much time he has?
Excuse me?
I'm just saying that if he waits, he could lose everything. He could lose his wife, his marriage, his whole life.
Let me ask you something. Is this all this about Ryan? Or is this really about you?
All those years, thank you. All those years out there, I beat myself up wondering if I did the right thing. How could I leave my son, my family? Listen, you were protecting them. Angie and Frankie are alive because of you.
If I could go back in time, I'd do anything to save my wife.
Yeah, well, what happened to her was senseless, man.
You know, that day, 9/11, she wanted us to take the day off.
Really?
Yeah. But I was a workaholic. I said, no, I can't miss court. So she went on to work without me, and she said it was no fun playing hooky without Brother Sam I am. And I still think about that. I mean, when the South Tower went down, what if I listened to her, you know? We could have been at Coney Island or chilling in the park. My son would still have a mother.
You can't blame yourself for what happened on 9/11.
I know that intellectually, but not emotionally.
Hey, at least your son still has a father. And that father's still fighting the good fight, man.
Yeah, well, I do what I do, you know, and it is important that I feel I'm making my son proud of me.
Yeah, I heard that. But our boys they're grown men now. They're forging their own paths. But I will still spend the rest of my life trying to be somebody that Frankie can be proud of and that deserves his respect.
Oh, but you are. No, you are, man. Look, you're hardworking, you're honest, you're a go-getter. You deserve way more than some commendation. I mean that.
Greenlee is the one coming between me and Zach, so how am I the problem?
Because you let Greenlee control your life.
Are you kidding me?
How else could Greenlee make you question your husband?
Well, now you sound like Zach.
Well, then listen to us. Honey, you and Zach, you have beat incredible odds. And your love is stronger than ever.
Greenlee doesn't control me. But as much as you hate it, she does matter to me.
As a friend?
Yes.
Honey, do you see Opal treating me the way Greenlee treats you?
Well, it's different.
How?
Greenlee and I have a more complicated relationship.
Greenlee is not at all complicated. Greenlee is completely transparent.
Mom, I'm the one who slept with her boyfriend.
You made a mistake.
Well, Greenlee didn't have sex with Zach in the bomb shelter.
Of course not. Because Zach would never even consider that. And of course, Greenlee would like you to believe there's something more going on between them.
Well, when you put it that way.
Forget Greenlee for the moment. Find your emotional center. Harness your chi. And use it to rise above all this destructive drama.
My chi?
Your emotional and spiritual energy that comes from within. Shut out all the chaos. All this chaos. Focus on the rhythm of your breathing.
I can't believe I'm saying this, but I think prison actually agrees with you.
Well, that's because I focus on what I can control.
Right. So, don't let Greenlee have so much control over how I'm feeling.
Exactly.
Don't mess with my head like that, Zach. I can't handle it. I felt good last night for the first time in weeks.
I just don't want you to make a bad situation worse.
Aiden already did that.
Fair enough.
You know, when I gave him back his ring, he said that I was using what happened with Kendall as an excuse not to marry him.
Really?
Yeah. It's obnoxious, right? Who knew the British could be so cocky?
So, are you?
Am I what?
Using what happened with Kendall so you don't have to marry Aiden?
No, of course not. Do you think that's what I'm doing?
We had a conversation not too long ago. After he proposed to you and you turned him down.
And?
And you were trying to win him back and you said, if you love someone, you can forgive anything.